first graders, happy Friday, April 24th, 2020. I hope that you had a great Thursday yesterday and it was so great to see all of you guys on the Zoom. So on Wednesday, we finished the book Mr. Putter and Tabby Drop the Ball. And today is going to be the last day that we work on retelling our stories, looking at the characters, setting, problem, and solution. Starting next week, we're going to be starting something new in reading, so stay tuned. But first, we want to go through all of the different story elements that we've learned so far in this chapter book. So there were 5 chapters, and in all of the chapters, something new happened. But we talked about how we can look throughout the whole book to know who the characters are. So if you're looking up here with me following along, you'll know some of these characters if you don't already. So the first character is Mr. Putter, then Tabby the cat, Mrs. Teaberry the neighbor, Zeke, her dog, and then the Yankee Doodle Dandy baseball team, all those players that were on that team. And then of course the other team too, but we don't really know the name of that team, so we don't really need to include that one because it's not really a character that comes up all of the time. So we just talk about the main characters, the people who are in the story most of the time. The setting is where the story took place, and there were lots of different places, but we want to focus on the main ones. So the very beginning of the story, they spent a lot of time napping in their car and outside, right? They also spent a lot of time in Mr. Putter and Tabby's house searching for the baseball mitt, right? And all those different fun things. And then the main part of the story took place at the baseball field. So those are the different places that the story takes place, the setting. There was a huge problem in this book, right? The problem was that they weren't really scoring a lot of points in the baseball game because Mr. Putter and Mrs. Teaberry were kind of old, right? And that team had a lot of old people on it. If you remember, it even said that one of the players was 100 years old. That's really old. And that they were losing the game and needed help scoring points for the baseball team, right? So it says that they needed help scoring points in the baseball game. And how did that problem get solved? I know many of you are thinking about that awesome dog, Zeke. What did he do? Zeke helped out by getting the ball to Mr. Putter in his mitt, right? And then Mr. Putter threw that ball to home plate and he won the game. And the Yankee Doodle Dandies were champions because Zeke helped out in the game. So now you've had some time to think about these important parts of these stories. Pretty soon, boys and girls, we'll be looking at some other stories that are very similar to this book and the Henry and Mudge book. We're going to be looking at lots of stories that are told by Cynthia Rylant, and she's an author. And we're going to be looking at the different stories and seeing how they're the same and how they're different. That's called comparing and contrasting the different stories. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on for the next few weeks, okay? I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. Bye!